There it is, man. All right. Let's go ahead and get this rolling. What is going on, my friends? So, we are about to hit the first lap of the Gauntlet. Keep in mind, this is on version 11.4.9. I have version 12 downloading as we speak. It's taking a little while. It's actually faster to do it on my hotspot than it is currently on Starlink. But this is the lap where we'll be able to benchmark performance and look at the ways version 12 does things differently. So we're waiting for 12.3 right now. As soon as this gives me my proper route correction here down Essex, we'll engage. All right, there it is. So version 11's final video. Oh, little tinge of nostalgia, sadness there. Saying goodbye to version 10 was kind of crazy too, but I think the version 12 change will be the biggest by far. So, without getting too carried away, we're going to look at several things. I want to see stop sign comparisons, like how we stop and get going. Toward the end of Essex, things can get weird with the cars parked on the right side. That right turn initiative, I'm going to look at that on version 12 and see what happens. Is this guy going to cross? No, version 11's doing wonky stuff. We're going, we're stopping. Alright, I'm not on the throttle. I'm trying to do as much of a direct comparison as possible with as little intervention from me as possible. And we'll see how we handle this. Sometimes it can get a little weird going toward the right here. But yeah, right turn initiative, how we execute getting onto the 163. See, look at that. We are like dancing to the right. I want to see how that behavior is different too. So look at all this stuff. Chapter. Okay. We're back recording again. I don't know when that camera shut off. We haven't really missed anything. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Super slow and painful through here. My cameras both just did that thing where they turned off. It's not hot. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to keep an eye on that, make sure they're both working. But yeah, right turn initiative, how we get onto the 163, and then looking at the hairpin and the false positive stops and such. Now see, we actually got a truck parked right here, so let's see how we're gonna handle this. It's always been a little rocky. And not since like version 10.6 did we ever like leave this spot with any sort of initiative. It takes a hot minute to get moving here. It's better than it's been in the past. Now this left banking turn down to the 163, look at my cameras to make sure they're still recording when I do this, can be a little questionable. This van's probably going to perceive that we're letting them go, which is fine, but we're like fully stopped. No one's behind us. See, this shouldn't be happening. There we go, it woke up. I didn't have to give it any throttle, which is good. Oy! Bit of a jolty left there. I don't think I've actually run the Gauntlet on 11.4.9. I did on 4.7. I don't have to check. It's been a hot minute. So after this truck, we'll be clear to get over. Now, version 11's handled this merge well, always. So that's good. That used to be impossible. For any of you that remember way back, that 163 merge was a no-go. Are we still recording? Yes, okay, I see my blinking reds. Good, good. All right, now we're racing down. We're gonna need to make a right-hand lane change. I'm not even gonna touch the speeds or anything. I'm gonna leave this as untouched as possible for this test. Because after this, well, it'll be immediate for you guys. You'll just cut right to version 12. But again, I might have got cut off when I was saying chapter markings down below. You can fast forward to version 12. You can go back to different points. I'm gonna try to highlight the different segments that we're comparing and timestamps. That way you can look at them and directly compare. Our route changed. Why? That's dumb. When I select a route, it shouldn't automatically change. Alright, I'm gonna reselect the Gauntlet again. There we go. We're selected. I didn't touch the navigation or anything, so we'll keep an eye on that. This time it didn't impede us, so I'm gonna make sure I keep an eye on that for version 12 as well. We're in average mode, if anybody really cares about that. I'm so excited to be able to bring some consistent, good, new, fresh content to the channel. My last video that everyone seemed to really like was the Highland comparison of the new Model 3, which I definitely still want to get the Performance Model 3. We will see if it's something that I can handle with the tax credit and everything, but this isn't a Highland video. We'll talk more about that in the future. These maneuvers were tough on version 10. It would often come in through here too fast. It would not even get the 8 exits correct. It would just go off on its own direction. Let's see if we do this right though. Version 11 can still be a little hit or miss with how it handles going back to the 8 or staying on the hotel circle, which we need to stay to the right. So hopefully we are good here. Beautiful. All right, last sticking point on the OG Gauntlet test, we're still recording, good, is this hairpin. And then also the speed and how the speed is represented down on this access road, because it can sometimes read the highway speeds, which is not ideal. But I want to see if we're going to fully stop or if we're going to continue along. We're on the inside lane. We have the full throughput. We can just go. We do not have to stop at this stop sign. That is for the left lane that's making a left turn. This is all open, baby. And we are stopping and inching and slowly going. Okay, not too bad. That was okay. It's done worse, it's done better. I want to see version 12, read that situation, and just proceed through. That would be awesome. We don't need to continue that way. I waited too long. Let me see. My bad, guys. I was on just the OG Gauntlet course. I'm gonna throw in our return real fast. This isn't the system's mistake. This is just me chatting and all. Okay, so this time, well, this is our return trip, so to speak, and we're gonna test that second false positive issue, and then getting back on the 163 here. The part where I was driving is really no problem. The OG Gauntlet, that double left was an issue. That got fixed a long time ago. It's not even a challenge anymore. But this is the evolved Gauntlet, Gauntlet 2, however you want to call it, because it just has more kind of craziness. We have this highway entrance that a lot of people can get wrong. They're always wanting to run into each other. It's really dumb, because this is a bit of a hairpin on its own, but we do have a stop sign this time. And we are really braking far back here. I don't like that. Quick camera check. Cool, we're still recording. Sorry about that little blip in the beginning. Hopefully we don't really have that concern too much. So now we need to move along. We need to go. There we go. There we go. That honk wasn't at us. It was at another Tesla. I was like, wait, there's no one behind me. All right, now we're going to cruise back on the 163 heading south. And now the Washington Street exit. We'll see if it goofs it up today, because it splits into A and B. And sometimes it wants to take A instead of B. And that's just hilarious. Before 11.4.9, it didn't really ever mess that up. Or even, I want to say probably before 11.4.7, it didn't really mess that up. And then afterwards, yeah, we're just, on occasion, I'd probably say like 2 or 3 times out of 10, we'll take the wrong exit. Oh, we got a backed up amount of traffic here. Let's go. Okay. Alright. Let me actually get rid of that blind spot camera real fast. I forgot about that. I like to have that off during videos. Okay, cool. This Ford Fusion waited the last minute to get over, which spooked the system. And now we're getting over. All right. Now again, what's cool, you can go into the chapters at the bottom of the video. On X, you probably can't do this, so I apologize, guys. But I will copy and paste the same timestamps over into a comment on the video on X, so you can at least have a visual representation. Then you can just drag your finger to sort of go to those points. It's a little bit more work. I hope that X incorporates the chapter breakdown at some point. And improvements too with like comments and reacting while streaming. Because, little aside while we're waiting for all this traffic, I am going to start streaming every Saturday morning on Forza with my buddy Mugen XS. He's another gamer and a lifelong friend of mine. We know each other since 3rd grade. And he likes to stream as well. We have a lot of fun. We're going to be playing mostly Forza for my streams and doing like EVs versus gas vehicles. I've got 9 EVs in Forza. None of them a Tesla. Not a single one a Tesla, unfortunately, because Tesla's just not in the game. I hope that changes, because it's so much fun to race all these other EVs and see what they can do, and there have definitely been some surprises. So, yeah, tune in. Saturday morning, 8 o'clock Pacific time is around the time I plan to go live on X, and he'll be with me, and he'll have his own stream too, so you can check us both out for the different car views and such. That should be a good time. And interacting with the audience would be even better. It's kind of tough to see the comments. You have to swipe up on X and then look at them and then try to respond. And hopefully the person's still there, sees it. But yeah, all right, video game announcement aside, we're finally moving here. That traffic was gnarly. Still doing the left turn signal here. I want to see if version 12 does that. It's just indicating that we're taking this side of the fork for the exit, not actually getting into that lane. And then coming up, we have our sort of blind hill, yield, and then false positive stop sign issue. So, want to see, we're going to look at version 11.4.9 doesn't really handle this very well. I usually have to inch it forward with throttle and then continue throttle through the stop sign because it just wants to keep stopping. And that's not correct. So, really looking forward to seeing how version 12 does this part differently. And you can go back and forth on the timestamps to compare them. Yep, yeah, camera's still working. Sorry if you guys keep seeing my face like pop up in this camera. I'm just looking at the little light to see that it's blinking. I'm gonna give us a little throttle because we got a line of people behind us and we're clear, so I'm giving more throttle. This guy's messing it up too. Look at the human go. We'll let them figure it out. We are stopping for stop sign, so I'm giving it throttle. This is like the two parts of the gauntlet that are still sticking points really are the stop sign issues. Talk about just the story of our lives with this FSD. And we have finished downloading version 12, so I'm gonna go and get this sucker installed and then we will meet back on the gauntlet for lap 2. Alright guys, this is it. Friars Road Supercharger selected, version 12.3 installed, and we're even using the automatic adaptive speed change. So here we are. This is the first time I've ever used version 12. It is officially in my car. Look at that, we got a stopped truck right from the get-go, right on the stop sign too. So we'll see how version 12 handles this. I do have, I think I've already set it, the auto speed selected. I'm trying to give as much authority to the system as possible. We are in average mode, and we are going around this truck. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna probably be looking at my cameras a lot to make sure that they are functioning. Here we go, we're at the stop. This guy was kind of flying in. Wow, we left that stop sign with some confidence, man. Okay, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Stop sign function. That was an illegal move by that dude. Oh, unless he's just parking. Maybe not. He weird, did like a U-turn to park. We're also not drifting over to the right, which is good. That was something on the earlier part of the video we were looking at, the way we were sort of drifting over. So go back to that and watch the difference between version 11 and 12.3. Let's see. Full stop. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. 4. 5. Okay, that wasn't the best, like, leaving the stop sign example. Getting on the brakes here, maybe watching for this pedestrian, not sure. This is new behavior, this is no longer coded. You all know the spiel on version 12. This is, let's see what Mew can do now that his brain's been, like, unlocked. Right turn initiative. I like that we didn't dance at all around here. I can't see anything to my left, so hopefully Mew will proceed forward a bit and try to figure out when's best to go. We got a car coming now. So the creep up wasn't bad. Now will we, there we go. The decisive move to accelerate, to get moving. That has been lacking on that right-hand turn forever. And now we're proceeding through without waiting too much longer after this guy. System's being very cautious through here, which no qualms, no complaints. And we're cruising down through this apex. Let's see how we get on to the 163. I like when it's deciding to go, it commits to it. I've joked for a long time that FSD has commitment issues. Because it'll make a decision, but then not want to follow through on that decision when it needed to. So sometimes backtracking makes sense. Sometimes it's like there's a new part of the equation and safety would mean like, hey, you stop, you react, whether it's a person, a car getting in the way or whatever. But more often than not, it was just like a lack of balls. I don't know if that might sound weird to say that way. It needed to go. It just needed to make the choice and go. And it's doing really good so far with that. That right turn was really, really good. It's been such a sticking point for me. It might be weird to hear me complain about that right turn initiative. Go dive through all my Gauntlet videos and you'll quickly see why. Alright, we're handling this part easy. I wouldn't expect this to be a challenge for version 12 at all, this little highway portion. Our next big sticking point for me, in comparison note, will be that hairpin. We do not want to stop. We pause for a second to make sure it's clear. You know, there's a reasonable window of sort of pausing and checking. But then you want to move. You want to keep going. Handling this part really well. I have it all set to auto speed and all, which will be curious. I know that AI drivers had some complaints with the behavior of the auto speed and braking and such, so I'm curious to see how it'll behave with customers too. Lots of FSD 12 RoboTaxi content coming because I am putting this to work, baby. Version 11's final data entry was from the Gauntlet today after this run, and I will be doing a RoboTaxi report video, which is one of my data videos, the final one going over everything before getting version 12. And then we'll start incorporating version 12 reports since we finally have it. And we can measure how it's doing compared to everything else. Alright, now let's see. I like that we're sort of staying to the right. That's kind of cool. We're not hovering in the middle. I want to confidently just take this proper maneuver. Ooh, a little close to the point there. That had me wondering. No, that was good though. It's been smooth. All I know, it says Auto Max 105. It looks a little different. Aside from that, when I first got in the car, there's nothing visually that would have showed me, oh yeah, you're on version 12 now. Didn't even have like the typical like update, like post-update notes where it shows everything that you got. It was just like Mew was ready to take off. All right, what do we think? What do we think? Here it is. Now, we do have a bunch of cars going around right now, which is, this is a real world example, and watch how they're proceeding. If you can see that through the camera, you're just slowly gonna just trickle on through and keep it moving. And we need to do the same. Come on, version 12. Oh my God! No hesitation, no stutter, no issue. Like, what? Ah, it's such a big deal. All right. I'm gonna take over now. Well, not technically. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the next destination in for our round or our return trip for the final bit of testing. We'll really be able to test when it comes to the RoboTaxi side of things too, with this build, of seeing like just how close or far we can actually get to like the drop-offs and the parking lots and everything. Priority being on safety, of course. Really good detection of this red light here. I normally skip through these, but since it's my first version 12 video, no edits. So apologize if there's any language you didn't like in there, but I want to show a clean view of version 12 for this first run. Even me tripping on my own words or saying stupid stuff. So bear with me. Of course, timestamps are below. You can fast forward. You can do whatever you need to compare how it's performing. Confidence when it accelerates from the red light. Just like that first stop sign. The second stop sign wasn't all that great. Took a good like 4 seconds to get moving. Definitely would have got honked at if we had anyone behind us, but we didn't, which is why I was okay with letting it do that. Cameras are still recording. Good shit. I've already got the version 11 part edited, so I just got to throw this in, make sure it all came together, and post it for everybody. So you'll just be waiting on however long it takes Starlink to upload it, unfortunately. Oh, why are we? Whoa, interesting. That's not right. I'm gonna not get involved though. I'm gonna see if it'll correct. We just completely went away from our turn. I'm gonna see what the AI does here. What is version 12 gonna do? Okay, we need to go. It can't U-turn here. Sorry, bud. Okay. System made an error in navigational route and attempted to U-turn. Okay. Very interesting. Alright, well, I'm not gonna do the very thing I told it couldn't do. Just because we're like right there in front of that garbage truck and such. So we're just gonna get turned around. This is what I meant by I didn't want to edit anything. I want to show you guys the real deal. Nothing unsafe there. Very curious behavior. I might clip that edge case style and see what everybody thinks. Shout out to Edge Case for his constant uploads on version 12, on all the FSD versions, and just incredible stuff, man. If you're not following him, you definitely should be. Now we've got that corrected. We'll go ahead and re-engage. I suppose I could have seen if version 12... Sorry, guys. I might have been able to let version 12 do that little parking lot round maneuver. I gotta mentally adjust to what version 12 is capable of, so forgive me. Oh. What? Does version 12 just not see this highway entrance? What is... Why are you... What are you doing, buddy? You gotta... We're going straight. The Gauntlet never ceases to amaze. It is rerouting again. Okay, I'm gonna take over and turn us around. This just became a Gauntlet Plus video. Interesting, interesting. FSD is like, yo, I don't know where you want me to go, but I cannot see that highway entrance, bruh. Very interesting. Okay, we're gonna come up through here. I've picked up plenty of people from here. Alright. This is the kind of testing that I love, man. I'm really wondering, like, it seems to not detect that highway entrance. Weird. If it doesn't detect it this time, I'm going to disengage, get us on the highway, and do another voice report. I need to track slow here because we need to re-navigate. Let me just help it out. Hit Great Maple again. Oh, sorry, Bronco. Jesus, that guy came up fucking fast. All right. We'll see if FSD sees this. I'm paying attention. Don't yell at me. You're the one messing this up, buddy. Nope. Yeah, it's wanting to get over here again. Okay. System is failing to recognize this entrance to the highway and continues to get into the left lane. All right. So maybe having driven through here, I will experiment with this in the future to see if it learns this entrance. That is super interesting. All right, we're re-engaged. When you have a change that's this massive, there are gonna be weird little things that happen. Don't get discouraged by that. That will be such an easy training fix. It's just so funny. Of all the things on the Gauntlet that I would expect to trip anything up, that wasn't it. So I hope you guys have found that as exciting as me. And we have one more interesting thing to encounter up here. Man, it is getting it. I love the confidence. I know that Chris has mentioned this a few times too, Dirty Tesla, that it almost seems like it swung a little bit too far in the confident domain versus before, how version 11 is a lot more paranoid. We have this interesting scenario. It's hitting the brakes to let this person pass, which is good. Because sometimes people will just hover there when you're trying to get over. And I like the system was very decisive in slowing down to let this person get past us so we can make this move. All right, this is our second false positive though. Let's see what happens. Choosing left to stay on the fork. Turn signal is on. Okay, so that is still some behavior that's there. Might confuse the people to our left, but it's really just indicating that we're going on this side of the fork instead of the right, on the B side. I always get that backwards, A and B. We gotta take A. Let's see how we treat the yield and then the subsequent false positive stop sign issue, because we do not need to stop. That's why we're calling it a false positive, because it's thinking that it needs to stop when it doesn't actually need to stop. Hopefully it doesn't this time. Let's see how we handle this yield. We're coming up much smoother. No one behind us, so I'm gonna let it sort of figure this out. We came up to the line a lot better, which I like, but we're lingering too long. I didn't have to give it throttle there though, which is good. Okay, now it needs to continue through. No way. No way! Oh, it was a little slow, but it did it. Don't even mind the slow comment. It's totally fine. Oh, that is essentially it, man. Fantastic first run on version 12. The right turn initiative was beautiful. The first false positive and second false positive stop sign issues, beautiful, seem to be resolved. We'll do another Gauntlet run in probably a week to see if there's any change, because we did have that one problem with not being able to get back on the highway, which is super interesting. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the hell out of that. I am going to be using the hell out of this system, putting up as many videos as I can. And please like, share, subscribe, spread the love. I really appreciate it. Come on, buddy, you can go. There you go. And we're gonna get back to full-scale FSD usage, and my goal is to have the most usage and time on the system than anybody. Bring it! All right, I gotta go add this to the version 11 end. I will catch you guys in the next one.